What's up guys, Travis Tries Tech here. It's now more complicated than ever to buy a new Apple Watch with so many different options to choose from. Well, I've been using the Series 6 watch for about 2 weeks now, and I'm ready to do a review and give you guys a rundown of the specs, the new features, but ultimately do a comparison between them and the Watch SE and the Series 5 watch. Now, each of these will come in at different price points and offer different features. If you watch my unboxing and first impressions video, you'll know I haven't owned an Apple Watch since the Series 1. Now I've bought a few of them just to compare, so this review will serve as a buyer's guide, and make sure you watch till the end of this video as I'll offer my suggestions on which watch to buy. If this kind of video interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I'll have videos coming out every single week for you guys to check out, and I appreciate all the support. Without further ado, let's compare the watches. So what's new with this year's Series 6 watch? Well, starting with the internals, there's a new S6 processor which is 20% faster than the previous generation S5 chip. That chip is actually found in the Series 5 and Watch SE. Now, comparing them all head to head, I actually didn't notice much of a speed difference. Launching apps was instant on all three watches, and scrolling was smooth like butter with no hiccups whatsoever. The one thing I did notice was launching the App Store was a little bit faster on the Series 6 watch. This is most likely due to the new 5 GHz band allowing for a higher max Wi-Fi speed. Now, most users won't be able to take advantage of this, as most people would probably use the App Store on their phone, and they wouldn't really be web browsing on their watch anyway. In all the current watches, there's 32 gigs of storage and 1 GB of RAM. But additionally, in the Series 6 watch, you'll find a U1 chip, which improves spatial awareness between two devices. Most likely, this is going to be used for the AirTags that are rumored to announce in the future, as well as Apple Car keys. Now, I just really want to say, coming from a Series 1 watch, these watches really impress me. Even launching an app and going back to the watch face was a completely new experience. Everything is faster and snappier, and I really love the fact that they have a 44mm display now instead of the old 42. Also, of course, getting the new Watch OS updates is a big thing that I missed out on. There's also faster charging in the Series 6 watch as well, with it only taking 90 minutes to reach a full charge. In comparison, last year's model and this year's lower tier option takes a full 2 hours. This is especially important to get you charged and going in the morning, since you'll be wearing the watch throughout the night to use the new sleep tracking features. So the S6 processor actually has battery efficiency improvements. Despite that though, we still see 18 hours of battery life across the board. The reason for that is that Apple's put in a 2.5 times brighter always-on display on the Series 6 watch. It's now at 500 nits brightness compared to the 200 on the Series 5, and it's a lot more visible in the sunlight. I'll quickly compare what they look like in the sunlight as well as indoors for you here. The much cheaper Watch SE has no always-on display, and it's also missing an ECG sensor. It'll still help you keep track of your fitness goals by using a heart rate sensor, and it will automatically detect for activity. But you won't get a regular rhythm notification, and you can't take a 30-second ECG to determine if your heart has normal sinus rhythm, or if you should go see a doctor for any potential health concerns. These features were introduced in the Apple Watch Series 4 that aren't in the Watch SE. And a new feature in the Series 6 watch is the blood oxygen sensor. This will give you a blood oxygen saturation reading in 15 seconds. A typical normal reading will range between 95 and 100%, but if you're consistently getting below that, it could be an early indicator that you have respiratory issues for things such as COVID-19, influenza, or even asthma. And this year, they introduced an always-on altimeter on both the Series 6 and Watch SE. This gives you a live, accurate reading of your altitude, which is especially useful if you're snowboarding, rock climbing, or doing any other mountain or high-altitude sports. All of these watches support watchOS 7, which brings in a slew of new features, some of which includes sleep tracking, hand washing detection, new watch faces, and my personal favorite, raise to speak, and the new Siri functions. And the Series 6 aluminum comes in 2 new colors, a blue casing and a product red. If you're choosing based on a style, then you might want to consider the Series 6 just for the casing alone. And I gotta say, the blue one looks pretty cool. So after the breakdown of all the watch features, which watch should you pick? Well, the Apple Watch Series 6 comes in at $399, the Watch SE at $299, and the Series 5 watch coming right in the middle at $349. Other than price, it will come down to a few factors. Maybe you're an athlete that can fully utilize the always-on altimeter or the blood oxygen sensor. Maybe you live in a always sunny environment like Los Angeles and you need that 2.5 times brighter always-on display. Or you just want the latest in health tracking capabilities, especially in times of a pandemic. If you fall into any one or a combination of these categories, then the Series watch is a great option for you. On the opposite end, if you're more price conscious, maybe looking for a watch with basic features for the kids or fall detection for the elderly, then the Watch SE has all of those features. If you're like me coming from a Series 3 or older, literally any of these will be a huge upgrade. But for me, I think the best bang for buck is the Series 5 watch, and I personally chose to shop around my local classified for a used Series 5. I was able to find one for 430 Canadian or $320 US. It came with Apple Care Plus, a few bands, and the battery health was still at 100%. That's about the same cost as the Watch SE after tax, and I still got Apple Care with it. And really, the Series 5 is a better watch than the Watch SE. You'll get the always-on display, as well as the ECG sensor. The only thing you won't have is the always-on altimeter. Something else to consider is that Apple's introducing a new Fitness Plus program. If you're interested in that, you'll get a 3-month trial valued at about $30 for buying a new Apple Watch. And of course, if you have personal health issues, you might already know that you want the Series 5 or Series 6 watch. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below which watch you would pick. I'm loving the Series 5 watch so far, even though I'm missing some features in the Series 6. Like the video if you guys liked it, subscribe to me for more Travis Tries Tech, and I'll see you guys around next time. Peace.